Question number 7, we know this question is about standard error of the mean. So we need to get the formula. So we know the standard error is equal to the sample standard deviation, which is 19.97 over the square root of sample size. Square root of the sample size. So let me put an equal here. So the sample size is 18, so let me put 18 there. Okay, so that's our standard error. Okay, so what if we change the sample size from 18 to 2? So what would be the new standard error? So let's do the calculation. Let's just copy the formulation and we just change the sample size to 2. Okay, so this is a new standard error. Okay? And if we calculate the ratio of the new one with the old one, so it's going to be 3. Okay, we put 3 there. We know the new one is greater, the new standard error increases. Okay, so this is question number 7. Question number 8, we are talking about the t-statistic, the degrees of freedom of the t-statistic. We know the degrees of freedom is equal to the sample size minus 1. What is sample size? Sample size is 18, so the degrees of freedom is 18 minus 1, so which is 17. What if the sample size had been 2? So what would be the degrees of freedom? Still n minus 1, and if n is equal to 2, so the degrees of freedom is equal to 1. Okay. And in this question, we have to set up the alternative hypothesis. So if we read the question, so we get the Maxine discovered 18% of the certain computer model had warranty problems over the first 3 years, and from a random sample, the manufacturer wants to know if a new model has improved that rate. So for any alternative hypothesis, we have 3 options. Not equal to, greater than, or less than. But before that, we have to identify if this question is talking about proportion or mean. Okay? It says a percentage. It has a percentage, so it's about the population proportion. So it has to be the p. Why do we select this less than? Because we want to know if this rate has improved or not. Improving the rate means we get a smaller rate, so that's going to be less than 0.18. Okay, and B, the last time we get 4.75% of people responded, and they wonder if the rate has increased or not. So increase, so that's a keyword. So it's still talking about the proportion or the percentage. So the population parameter is p, and we want to know if the rate has increased. So that's going to be greater than, and it's also one-sided. And the third one, we want to know if the students have some preference or not. So between brand A or B. So we just want to know if they have preference or not. The preference could be A or B, but we don't care about that. So we just want to know if they do have preference or not. So we want to know the percentage or the proportion is not equal to 0.5. So we need to select the not equal to, and because of this not equal to statement, it is a two-sided hypothesis testing.